Hello everybody and welcome to Tantra Tuesday on Facebook Live. I am Devi Ward, co-founder of Authentic Tantra, and you can catch either myself or Miss Marta Yoni Pixie here every Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And if you aren't able to catch us live, you can get the replay delivered hot and fresh to your inbox every Saturday morning, along with a special blog when you sign up for our weekly Tantra tips on our website, authentictantra.com. So today we are going to be talking about the sacred art of prostate massage for male bodies. And I want to start this off by saying that we are aware that this is a topic that has much stigma and much taboo. So it can be a very sensitive topic for many men. And that's why I think it's so important for us to have a conversation about it, for there to be dialogue about it, because it is such an important health practice for you gentlemen, particularly when you are practicing the art of semen retention. Thank you, Kelly Grace, for joining us. So the sacred art of prostate massage. When it comes to prostate massage, there are generally two reasons for engaging in this amazing activity. And the two reasons are health and pleasure. Okay? So we're going to address the health issue to begin with. So prostate massage, it's a massage. Okay, and what does massage do? Massage is healthy to practice on any part of your body. It increases blood flow and circulation. It helps detoxify the tissue. It brings life force and energy. It brings love and consciousness and awareness to that part of the body so it can function most optimally. So when addressing prostate massage, we want to be aware that your prostate is a gland that is part of the male sexual reproductive system, and it's an important gland. It actually produces a large percentage of the fluid, the seminal fluid that comes out during ejaculation. And it also produces prostate-specific antigens, which are proteins that facilitate this expulsion and the functioning of the whole sexual reproductive system. So keeping this gland healthy and well and functioning optimally is extremely important for the health of your entire sexual reproductive system. The other aspect about prostate massage, or the other happy issue with prostate massage, is that it is a pleasure zone for you guys. It is a phenomenal pleasure zone. And I want to say that I have some pain in my heart about the fact that this pleasure zone is going largely unrecognized and largely denied for most of you guys because of social stigmas. And I just think that that's just unfair, because there's this whole area, this whole world of pleasure for you to experience that you've been culturally conditioned to stay away from, to divorce yourselves from. Okay, so having conversations like this are important to reintegrating that into your entire sexual pleasure experience. So when it comes to the prostate gland, it is said to be analogous to the female G-spot. Now, they are not exactly the same, but there's similarities. For instance, the female G-spot, or the periurethral sponge, is full of little tiny glands, and those also produce prostate-specific antigens, right? So there's some balance there between the two organs. And just like the female prostate is extremely pleasurable, the male prostate gland has the potential to be extremely pleasurable. Now, when you first start out getting prostate massage, because we have some trauma there from stigma, social stigma, we have some, resistance, we have some issues in place when you first start attempting to do or engaging in prostate massage. There may be some tenderness, there may be a little bit of pain, and that's all just symptomatic of just energy being stored there, stagnant energy, emotions, and all of that stuff will be released through the practice of your prostate massage. So again, I want to stress the two reasons for engaging in prostate massage are for your health. It is so good for you, and in fact, it has been shown, I don't know if it's been clinically shown in Western science, but I have read many articles and it's been documented in many Eastern traditions that prostate massage is one of the best ways to prevent prostate cancer, okay, for you gentlemen. So health, very important for your health. And again, for you gentlemen who are retaining your semen, this is also very, very crucial, because it's going to help with the breakdown of the seminal fluid and the reabsorption of that fluid into the bloodstream when you are retaining semen for long periods of time. So it's going to help that process, again, function most optimally. That's what we're always going for, optimal functioning. And then it comes to pleasure. So then how do we actually engage in a prostate massage? So I'm going to come at this not from a partner prostate massage. I'm going to talk to you gentlemen about how to do a prostate massage for yourself, because it's important for you to be self-empowered when it comes to your sexual health and, quite frankly, exploring your sexual boundaries and your sexual horizons. So in order to properly and correctly massage your prostate, you need a tool. And so there's a couple tools that I recommend. So you want to get a tool. This is a G-spot wand tool, and we recommend this for female bodies, but this works just as well for male bodies, okay? And this particular one is called, it's a TheraWand. There's also, this is also a TheraWand, there's also one with a bulb on it. So you're going to decide which kind you want, whether you want the smooth edge or whether you want the bulb edge. The bulb edge is going to give you more friction. So if you like that anal stimulation, it's going to give you that play a lot more distinctly than the smoother edge. The other thing is that the ends on both of these are slightly smaller. So if you're a little bit concerned or skittish about putting things in your anus, like if this is your first time ever, then you might want to go with something that has a smaller end, and then when you can work your way up to having a larger end. That's actually what I did, honestly, when I first started doing my own G-spot massage. I was afraid of putting things in my own vagina when I first started this, like 8 years ago. So I started with something really, really small and then worked my way up to that. So there's no shame at all. Start small and go larger. But it's really recommended that you do use some type of tool. There's other tools on the market for sure, but these are the ones that I recommend, and we're actually going to be launching a product line of gemstones, of precious gemstone wands. One of our students is going to be launching those soon. So we'll let you know when those are out, and then we would recommend that you use those instead. These are made out of lucite and plastic. You can also get them out of glass, so they're very body safe. They're non-porous, so you can just wash them off, and I usually dip them in some really hot water or boiling water or food-grade hydrogen peroxide, something like that, to disinfect them, especially after they've been in your anus. So you want to make sure that you clean them really well, and whatever you're putting in your anus is non-porous and body safe. Okay, so for you gentlemen who are going to play, you're going to explore. Thing about your anus is it's the second highest concentration of nerve endings on your body, so it is a pleasure zone. The first highest concentration of nerve endings is your genitals, is your lingam, right? So this is part of your sexual organ. So we want you to integrate that back into your humanity, into your sexuality. And there are some people who say that until a man has fully embraced prostate massage, he is not fully, completely sexually complete. Okay, because again, it is an area that we have been culturally conditioned to divorce ourselves from. Right? So this is all about you reclaiming your birthright to your body. Now, you don't have to agree with that, just putting it out there that that's what some people theorize, those people who have taken that step and truly embraced their prostate pleasure. So to go about the process of pleasuring and exploring your prostate, one of the number one keys, and this was really wonderful for me to learn in my training, is that you want to wait until you are at a state of super high arousal. Okay, so you don't want to go trying to stick things in your bum hole when you're not turned on. It's not going to be fun. It's like being at the doctor's office, right? So when going about your prostate pleasuring and your prostate exploration and your prostate massage, some people call it prostate milking, I'm going to encourage you to incorporate this into your tantric masturbation practice. And you want to wait until you're at a really high level of arousal. So I would say at least a 5 or 6 on a scale from 1 to 10. If a 10 is like orgasm, you want to wait until you're a good 5 or 6, okay? Before you start moving into pleasuring your prostate. So you'll be pleasuring yourself, you'll be doing your ocean breath, you'll be gaining this really wonderful charge. The other thing is letting all of this engorge, like letting your erectile tissue engorge, and just like, you want everything to be just like juicy and yummy and all those chemicals happening and all those endorphins and all that good stuff. Then you are going to take a tremendous amount of lube. So whatever you use to self-pleasure, and I'm going to recommend that whatever you use to self-pleasure, I'm going to recommend, honestly, I think 100% organic coconut oil is one of the best things for male bodies, in my opinion, to self-stimulate with, because it's organic, it's natural, it's body safe, it's skin conditioning, it's edible for your partner, and also it just keeps going, right? So a lot of other lubes will dry out and get tacky. This just stays slick. It's oil, it's awesome. So whatever you're using to self-pleasure, you're going to then massage that oil. And I would say even use your hand to massage around your perineum and your anus first with your hand, and just relax and breathe. So you're just massaging, include your jewels and your testicles in that whole experience, and really just enjoy the sensuality of your own touch. And then when you're ready, you're going to take one of these tools, and I will start with a small end first, and you're just going to hold it. Make sure it's lubed up, as I said. You're just going to hold it at the opening of your anus, and you're just going to gently relax and breathe, and just gently start pulsing and pushing, and being very, very slow and very, very patient with yourself, and noticing if there's any resistance, if there's any pain, if there's any tenderness, if there's any soreness. Just take it step by step, slowly and gently. Now, when it comes to your anus, you want to be aware your anal sphincter, there's three rings that make up your anal sphincter. And you're going to need to push through all those three rings in order to get in to the canal, okay? And those three rings are full of friction-sensitive nerve endings, or at least the outside of the anus is where there's friction-sensitive nerve endings. So that rubbing, you're going to get a lot of pleasure. You're going to get a lot of sensation from that, but it might be a little bit too much for you at first. So again, always go slow, relax, and breathe. There's no rush, trust me. When you get in using one of these wands, your prostate gland is going to be right about there, right about where this ends. And you can, if you're in an upright position, you may be able to actually feel that with your finger, if you've got your finger in there and all the way in. It's hard to reach with your own finger. That's why we recommend using a tool. But you're not actually going to touch the prostate gland itself. You're going to massage through the rectal wall. You're going to massage the prostate gland actually through the rectal wall. Okay, so you're not actually directly touching it, you're massaging it through the lining. So when you're in, that's why we recommend these tools, because they're the perfect angle, and you're just going to gently move back and forth, relaxing and breathing and massaging that prostate gland at the same time as pleasuring yourself. So you want to continue pleasuring your lingam and massaging the prostate gland, okay? So it's kind of like something like that. I can't really do it very well. Okay, but again, slowly, gently, and relaxing and breathing and just exploring. So I've heard, men tell me that they experience tenderness there, that they experience soreness there, that they have a lot of emotion there. And if you're willing to allow yourself to go through that experience, I assure you that pleasure is on the other side. And it does something emotionally for men, I've observed, for them to reclaim this part of their sexuality. It helps open their hearts. I've heard it helps make you more sensitive to us females, for those of you who are in heterosexual relationships. And again, as I said earlier, in my opinion, when we are disconnected from a part of our body because society tells us that it's not appropriate, I find that tragic. So in my opinion, this is a celebration of your manhood for you to approach prostate massage. It's a celebration of your manhood, and it's a reclaiming of your birthright to pleasure. Now, for those of you who really want to explore the technique, and then I'm also going to, not just the technique, but also some of the psychological ramifications of prostate massage, because I was trained in prostate massage by a tantrika, and it was wonderful. So I got the technique, and I got the relaxing and breathing, and I got, the somatic sexual healing, but I didn't really get a lot of the psychological obstacles that you guys have about anal play, because people that I trained with didn't have those in place. So there's a book that I recommend that really helped make me aware of some of the subtle subconscious things that may go on for you gentlemen when it comes to doing prostate massage. And so the book that I'm going to recommend for that is this one by Dr. Charlie Glickham, and it's The Ultimate Guide to Prostate pleasure. I don't know if that's going to show up in the video backwards or right ways. But this book, it has a lot of technique. It's a very Western approach to it. It has a lot of technique, but it also has a lot, again, of the psychology behind some of the obstacles that you may have as a man in approaching prostate massage. And I think it will also really help with your own healing and integration process. So I really recommend this book. And then again, I recommend a toy such as this Therawan, this S-shape, because then you can really control it. So again, when it comes to tools, there's a lot of butt plugs and prostate pleasure toys on the market. For the beginning, I don't recommend anything with vibration to get started. For this particular art, it's really about you and your breath and your consciousness and your awareness, and the vibration may be like way too much stimulation, especially when you're just getting started. So I would say work your way up to vibration and start with a tool that you can actually control and use for healing, because there's a difference between sex toys that are just, you're just having fun and pleasure, and using your sex toy as a tool for healing. And so again, this is what we're going to encourage you to do, particularly for those of you who are just getting started. Now, recommendation, how often should you do this? Well, it depends on you, obviously, your personal preference. I would say for those of you gentlemen who are regularly practicing semen retention, my trainer told me that for optimal health for men, a minimum of once a month, and I would say even more than that, truly, to massage your prostate, especially if you're doing it during your self-pleasure. I would say a good once a week for you, okay? And again, this is all about optimal functioning, keeping you as healthy and well and vital and vigorous as possible from now until the day you leave your body and move on to another one. So thank you so much for watching. I hope this answered your questions. If not, you feel free to type in any questions in the comment sections below, and we will get back to you just as soon as we can. Thank you so much. And again, you can catch us every Tuesday here live on Facebook at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and sign up for our weekly Tantra tips, and you will have this video and our special Saturday blog article delivered hot and fresh to your inbox every Saturday morning at authentictantra.com. Blessings and peace.